Hi, welcome back to Greystone Demonstration Garden. I'm Master Gardener George Pesson. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to start seeds in a tray indoors. So first off, I have my tray here that I have potting soil in each of the cells. I have these little 6-packs here. You'll see it's numbered 1 through 12. I also have my guide here, which is going to tell me what seeds I'm going to go into each row. I have mostly tomato seeds. I have a couple of squash seeds that I'm going to plant just to show you how to do it. But usually with these kind of a system, we use smaller seeds to start here. And then the larger seeds like bean seeds or pumpkin seeds, we usually put those right into the soil in our garden. Okay, so let me start here. I took a little chopstick here and I made a little hole about a 1/2 inch in each cell. So I'm going to start with a tomato seed. This is called Anana Noir. This is an heirloom seed that we actually collected ourselves here at Greystone. We grew these last year, and it's a really wonderful, beautiful variety that has green and red stripes inside. Now I'm going to put about 1 or 2 in each cell. I don't really want to do more than that. I want to thin it out so there's only 1 in each. Okay. Then I have a squash. This is called Romanesco. As you can see, the seeds are a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to do 1 seed, and I put it in sideways into each cell. And the last one I have is pumpkin, Howden pumpkin. This is our iconic Halloween pumpkin. So again, just 1 seed in each cell. Just going to press it down a little bit as I go, just so it's firmly. Last thing we do is we water. Now, when we're watering, do the water a little at a time because you don't want the seeds to float away. You want to make sure that this soil medium never dries out. During germination, the water makes the seeds, the hard outside shell, it gets soft. And that softness is what sends a message to the embryo and says, okay, let's get growing. If the germination period stops for some reason where you didn't water, it can't start again. That's it, it's over. Then any excess water I'm going to dump out. You never want to have the tomatoes sitting in water. All right, and that's it. So I'm going to put this in a sunny spot. I will leave it. It should take about a week, up to a week for the tomatoes to germinate. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of pictures of this to show you the progress. Okay, now we're on day 11 of the seed tray. And as you can see, we have a nearly 100% germination rate. So I'm going to show you how to pot it up to put it into a bigger pot so that we can then put it into the ground. I'm going to do our Howden pumpkin here. I have here a peat pot, which is a recyclable material. I made a hole at the bottom and I'm going to put a little potting soil at the bottom. I then have a butter knife that I'm going to slip into the side. And there is my pumpkin plant. You can see the roots around the sides. I'm going to undo those a little bit, and then I'm going to put it into the peat pot. I'll add more soil. Then press it down a little bit. Make sure you label them, because the worst thing you can do is plant something and you forget what it is you planted. One thing I want to show you about all of these seedlings is the first set of leaves are embryonic leaves. They actually are part of the cotyledon. They're part of the seed. When the second set of leaves come in, these are the true leaves. These are the leaves that are now performing photosynthesis, and they also indicate that the germination period is over. Once you have the true leaves, the plant is now living on its own. You don't want to plant it until you have your true leaves. Also, I would put this indoors for a couple more days, just so it can grow a little bit bigger. The bigger it is when you put it in the ground, the hardier it's going to be and the longer it will last. We have a tomato plant here that we started from seed. The variety is called Israeli. It was developed in Israel, which I like because their growing conditions are a lot like ours. Also, it's a determinate variety. Determinate grows short and stocky plants. They usually mature around the same time, but I like the fact that they're short because we have a height issue with our cage here, so we can only grow our plants so tall. Indeterminate plants are the viney types that, like a lot of the heirloom plants, their vines can grow 10 feet easily, but we want something here that's shorter. All right, on the sides here, these are some really fine looking hairs. These are actually baby roots. So what I want to do is, I want to cut off these bottom leaves. I want to put my soil line up to here and allow these baby roots to develop into bigger roots to allow more nutrition to get into the tomato plant. The more nutrition the tomato plant gets, the happier it's going to be. We want happy plants because the happier they are, the more produce they're going to give us. All right, so I've dug my hole. I'm going to remove the plant here. I'm going to take off these bottom two embryonic leaves, and I'm actually going to cut these off with a scissor. I'm going to loosen up the roots a little at the bottom. And then I have a little compost here, and this is the soil that I took out of the ground. This soil, this compost was given to us by Beverly Hills Public Works, so shout out to them. It's beautiful, dark, rich looking compost. So I'm going to put a little in the hole, mix it with the soil at the bottom, and put my plant in. Okay, then I'm going to mix the soil from the ground with the compost about 50-50. Okay, then when I finish filling up the hole, I want to press it down a little bit. All right, I'll give it a little sprinkle of compost on top. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to water it pretty deeply, and then I'm going to put the cage on, and then we'll be done. All right, thanks for showing up again. See you next time.